Joining me now, we have Florida Congresswoman and former DNC Chair Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She is a member of the House Appropriations Committee and a good friend to us as well. It's nice to see you, and I know that you're well aware there's a rally underway right now in your district in Hollywood, Florida. What message do you hope these protests send to the Trump administration and to Americans about the power of individuals?
I am so proud, and my heart is so full to see the literally millions of protesters all around the country who are, it's even hard to call them protesters. These are patriots who are coming together in unity and expressing their love of country, their desire to make sure that the rights that are embedded in our Constitution are stood up for and not run over, like is happening from this administration. And they're peacefully expressing their real concern. And what is really, really exciting is you can see, as these crowds have grown with each successive protest, Alex, you can see how the momentum is building, coupled with the results in special elections, that Americans are done with the chaos. They absolutely want to make sure that we see prices come down, and they want their elected officials fighting for their life to be affordable.
As you know, Democrats flipped 2 Florida legislative seats in Tuesday's special elections, and that includes the district in which Trump's Mar-a-Lago home sits. Republicans won it by almost 20 points in 2024, and these victories follow several Republican districts being flipped to Democrats in both Texas and Georgia. Is there any way to explain these wins except voter backlash against the Trump presidency? And do you think Democrats can carry this momentum into the midterms?
Well, I think what's very clear is we are at 29 out of 29 wins in seats that have been flipped from Republican to Democrat in special elections throughout this year. I was so proud to see the 2 wins that we had in Florida. You know, the first in the Mar-a-Lago seat, now represented by Democrat, my colleague Lois Frankel in Congress, and the newly elected state representative Emily in the State House. Also flipped a state Senate seat in Tampa that was previously held by the guy that DeSantis pulled from the Senate to make his lieutenant governor. And Alex, you know, they're trying to play so many games to oppress and suppress the vote that Ron DeSantis didn't fill that Senate seat for 7 months. Jay Collins became lieutenant governor last August, and that election was just last Tuesday. So they know that they can't win elections on their agenda. So they're trying to do everything they can, from gerrymandering our congressional map next month and suppressing the vote, changing the rules in the middle of the game. But you can see by the thousands, millions that are coming out in these crowds, and the results in special elections. Voters are voting, and they're going to vote out these Republicans who are running roughshod over their rights and who could obviously care less about their life being affordable.
Let me ask you, since Florida is a major destination, particularly at spring break, when will these TSA agents who've been working now for well over a month, 42 days, I believe, without being paid fully, when can they expect to get some money, according to the president's executive order that he signed?
Well, I mean, what President Trump did was really show what he was all about in finally signing an executive order that Democrats knew all along he was capable of doing. That money for TSA was available from the big ugly law, and Trump, they funded the Coast Guard out of it, they funded FEMA out of it, and what was clear was that he was willing to impact TSA agents' lives and the travel plans of passengers, and convince people just to weaponize this shutdown. This shutdown is all about them being able to continue their mass deportation plans, abuse people's rights, and it's unacceptable. They should have voted for that bill that passed the Senate unanimously the other night, and instead they put a lifeline to this shutdown.
Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, thank you so much.